Hello everyone, it's Vicki here today, designing for Pinkfresh Studio, and I am using the Holiday Dreams collection. And I want to do a wreath because I made a wreath, a handmade wreath, and I thought it would be great to use a wreath decoration for it. Sorry, a wreath layout. So I'm starting out here. I've got some gold watercolor and I'm just putting it onto a saucepan lid and putting down a circle. I thought that's going to be the best way to get a perfect circle, and it worked pretty well. And then I have the a sneak peek here at the brand new watercolors that are coming soon from Pinkfresh Studio, and they are super gorgeous. There are lots of different colors. I've just used 3 of the colors here, which I will link below for you so that you know which colors I've used for when they do come out. But yeah, this isn't watercolor paper. There's no gesso, so I'm just roughly putting on some approximation of leaves. Let's just say I'm not an artist when it comes to freehand drawing painting. So I'm just doing sort of leaf shapes in the 3 different greens that I have, and I'm going to do them on the um, two edges here of the circle. So yeah, it doesn't need to be perfect. A lot will get covered over, and it's just to give a bit of colour to the page. So I've done that. That's pretty much dry. It's not quite dry, but it's pretty much dry. And I'm using a dark grey fine line pen to just draw some lines over those leaves to give them a bit more definition, because when I said they were a loose approximation of leaves, I wasn't lying. So this just gives them a bit more definition and makes them look a bit more like leaves. So yeah, I'm just drawing around the leaf and then a line down the center of each one. Very easy to do, super simple. So there's my base. This is the photograph of the wreath that I made. It's all natural plants, foliage and flowers, so it's really super pretty. And I wanted to scrapbook that. Okay, so I'm just picking out bits and pieces from the embellishment pack, from the wood veneer pieces there, the puffy stickers, lots of different things to choose from, and I'm just for now just placing them around the layouts. Some will move slightly, some I might take off, but for now that's how it's going. I like this little red scallop on the side of this piece, this journal piece, so I'm going to try to use that next to my photo. And not quite like it is now, but I am going to use it. And I love the holly that's on that as well, so I'm going to fussy cut that and use that piece too. Pretty easy to fussy cut holly, to be honest, and I love fussy cutting anyway, so it's pretty easy for me. So this is almost there. I always find that moving the paper around rather than the scissors helps with fussy cutting. If you try to move the scissors around the paper, it becomes very complicated and things get twisted up. Okay, so that's cut out. I'm going to definitely use that piece. And I want to use some more holly because I really like it. So I'm going to cut some pieces out of this paper here. And I'm going to skip through that because I cut out about 5, I think, 5 or 6, and place those around the paper. And then I decide I'm going to cut some pieces from the other side as well. This is that same paper, and I'm going to cut out several pieces from there, which I also skip through. So there's all sorts of things. There are baubles, a flower, a house, some holly, a gift, a Christmas tree, all sorts of things in there. And then I want to cut out one of these baubles here. So this one says joy. And I'm going to cut that one and put that at the top. They're pretty simple to cut out, so they don't take too long at all. Just adding a little hole in the top so that I can put some thread in. I just choose some red waxed thread that I have and create a bow inside there in just a second. So I'm going to put some foam onto the back of my photo to give it some dimension. And this is where I decide to cut this scallop in half and layer it up a little bit. And I do actually put that on the side rather than the bottom, but it's at the bottom for now. So here comes the bow on my bauble. Okay. And that's sort of replicating the red bow that's in the wreath that I made. Excuse me if you can hear my dog snoring. He's sat next to me having a jolly old dream. Okay, so I'm just arranging the little pink pieces that I cut out so that this will resemble more the final layout soon when I start to finish putting them on. I just love how all the little clusters build up, but still leaving some of those leaves showing. I don't want to cover them up completely, obviously, because I painted them on there. Okay, so I'm going to put the photo just there, and I'm going to put those little scallops in the side. Just going to layer them up, and I do just fuss up that top one a little bit. Just fold the scallops up so that it gives it a bit of texture, and then stick it back in there. Okay. So now I'm going to start sticking things down, and you'll see some of the things I stick with glue alone, just flat, and some things I stick using foam. So it just gives that extra bit of dimension and interest when you're looking at it. Not everything is just straight flat to the page. This one's going flat, and in a second I will skip through the rest of the sticking so that you don't have to watch absolutely everything being stuck down, because it's not a quick operation. There we go. Right, so we skip through, just sticking down the last couple of pieces there, and then we'll be moving on. Okay, so now onto my title, and I decide that I want to use these alpha stickers that are in the collection, and I'm going to make the word handmade using those. And I'm just using a piece of acetate there just so that I can line them up before I stick them down. It helps that I can move them around the page a little bit before I actually commit to where they're going to stick. Otherwise the sticky tends to disappear on them if you keep unsticking and sticking them down. And I'm also looking for the word Christmas in the embellishments, and I find it there on that green piece. So I want my title to be Handmade Christmas. And so I'm going to put it sort of there, stick it down. Some of the letters go a bit awry when I stick them, so I just have to straighten them back up again. But I've got it in the right place first time because of putting it onto the acetate. Okay, so I'm going to put some foam on the back of Christmas and stick that underneath to complete the title. And I think we're getting close to the end. I'm going to cut 2 more baubles for the top. I decided that I want to do a cluster of baubles at the top. So I cut 2 more of those out. One says love and one says merry. And I think about putting them in a line, but then I decided a little cluster is best. And I'm going to put one on flat to the page and the other one on some foam. There we go. And that one's flat. The other one's puffed up, foamed up. Okay, and that will be it. I did add a couple of enamel dots off camera in the place areas where I put the leaves, and you'll see those on the final picture, which is there. If you have any questions, please do let me know. I will link up the products I've used in the store below. I won't be linking up the watercolors yet because they're not available, but they should be available soon, I hope. And here are some close-ups for you to take a quick look at. I hope this has inspired you. Please do let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to help. But in the meantime, this has been Vicki for Pinkfresh Studio. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.